Welcome everybody to episode 138 of the Startup Show. Today I'm talking to the CEO and co-founder of SoFlow, Manuel Hug, and we are talking about SoFlow, the company. We are also talking about the future of urban transportation and why you should start and also fail fast with your ideas. Make sure to stay tuned. Welcome to episode 138 of the Startup Show. Today we are meeting with the CEO and co-founder Manuel Hug of SoFlow. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
It's such a pleasure to have you. I'm very excited to have you on the show. I think the topics we are going to discuss are very up to date and what really everybody's talking about. But before, as usual on the Startup Show, maybe give us an introduction about who you are.
First of all, I'm happy to be here. My name is Manuel Hug. I'm born and raised in the east of Switzerland. Nowadays I live in Zurich. I'm 30 years old and I started my company 3 years ago. And my background before was I worked by one of the biggest retailers for over 10 years and studied in the logistics, supply chain management, international. And now I'm running this company SoFlow with my friends and co-founders. It's over 3 years.
Yes. So tell me, like you said, like you worked first, let's say, in a bigger retail company for about 10 years. How come you made this shift to starting your own company?
That's have something to do with one of the co-founder from Fong. I know him since the sandbox, really young. And he was going for a big Swiss company as project leader to China, and he have many of ideas what we can start with the connection China and Switzerland. And one day he come up with a product. Everyone that showed this product here in Switzerland was amazed, a lot of emotion. Then one thing comes to the other. We placed a small team together with from our friend circle, and then we start. 100-person job, and with that we had all three co-founders in the beginning and start our own business. And that was also one of the reasons why we grew until now organically without any investors for equity or something like that. Yeah.
So tell me, how did you come up? Like you said, it was like more a coincidence, but like how did you decide that, like, let's say urban transportation or electric vehicles is like the idea that you want to pursue for the next couple of years?
Only look a little bit, and also for 3 years in this category, in this field, then you see that a lot of problems existing and they would grow immediately. They're all growing fast and maybe faster than everyone expected for 5 years. I don't know that the people really believe that in now for 5 years the road pricing exists in the most cities of Germany. There is a big potential and so many changes are coming in the close future. So that was one of the most important reasons. Yeah.
So my audience still doesn't know what SoFlow is. So maybe you give them a first look and pitch about like, what you guys do.
Yeah, SoFlow is a first mile micro-mobility company. That means we provide, develop and sell products from e-skateboards over hoverboards to e-scooters. We have over 20 products in our program. They all help for our customer to improve the daily life and how they commute in the city. That means make your day more efficient, give a little bit freedom back and flexibility to how you move in the city and reach your target. When we all can combine this with a little bit of fun, then I think we have an amazing product.
All of this is actually happening that, like, everybody's using e-scooters. What is your vision with SoFlow for the next few years?
The vision is that we have 20% of the shares worldwide of this market. I think everyone would be happy when we have 5% of this. But our vision is to be a part of this change and help to the people to change how they commute in the city and also help the cities further that they can change quick and fast.
I mean, like, I was lucky you gave me one of the products to test for a couple of weeks. Tell me, what kind of products do you have in your program, and what is it, let's say, the one that is most asked for?
Yeah, I say we have 3 or 4 parts. One is e-skateboards. That's a mix between commuting and fun. Then we have e-scooters. That's really, for me, commuting, efficient from A to B with a little bit less fun than an e-skateboard, but with less risk and more comfortable maybe to ride. And then we have also some like hoverboards flow carts, we call them, the electric go-kart, an affordable one for at home. That's more toy and fun gadget. What works the best in US for sure works the best e-skateboards. It's a big topic right now there. The demand is quite high there for e-skateboards, and for Europe it's really the e-scooters. The sales increase every month.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like when you look at like different startups, I see, you know, many SaaS companies, many products that are fully based on digital only, let's say on the internet only, but you have a physical product and that comes with some challenges. What are, let's say, the biggest challenges that you faced while, you know, getting to your first products and then having up to 20 products now?
The first time is the supply chain when you work with one product in China.
Yeah.
Our thing was there, plus point was with Zifeng, with the guy we have there, he speaks Mandarin, the Chinese call him the opposite egg, outside yellow, inside white. And so then we have a guy there, they understand us and they understand the Chinese. That was for the beginning. Now we are on a different point. We have over 20 products, and that means it's still supply chain challenges that we have, but switch from communication and how we bring the goods here to more working capital, especially when you raise in different markets immediately or grow, then you have to face this. We have solutions for this, but already it's something where we have to calculate very exactly. Yeah.
Yes. You know, before every show, we send out a couple of emails to friends or common connections on LinkedIn. And one of it was Timo, host chef. I think he told me you met him once at the Start Summit.
Yeah, right.
And he told me he would like to know your take on, let's say, the differences between your product and the, I hope I pronounce that correctly, Xiaomi M365.
That's the Xiaomi and Segway, a 9-bot scooter. They did the same on 2 brands, but it's a quite nice but a quite heavy product. We are actually in this moment developing a SoFlow scooter line from next generation, and the Xiaomi scooter, it's very nice. It's a nice app and anything in what you need, but for me it's too big, too less foldable, too less compact. And that's what, when you compare with your Flowbot Air, your Flowbot Air is 14% lighter. That's a big difference. But at the end, it's also, you compare here a little bit BMW maybe with Daimler Mercedes. What is the difference? It's still a car, but maybe you like this specific or requirements, all this, and here it's a little bit the same at the end. And I think we can be, the product is still a high price level, right. The Xiaomi one.
Now let's talk about Seedmatch. Seedmatch, you just raised over 700,000 euro in debt from over 450 investors on that platform. Tell us how you decided to go, number one, on that platform, and number two, the second question will be, why did you decide to go for debt and not equity?
First of all, why Seedmatch? We make you do this, we make a research which provider, with solutions there exist. Yes. We negotiate with some, and Seedmatch made the best impression to us, so we decided them, and we are quite happy with them that we start with them. Also, after negotiation, everything, we are quite happy how the whole campaigns, it's going on still. Why we decide for a crowd investing campaign with debt money is make things easily and fast. With a VC, it would take 3 to 6 months that we have someone on the table with the signed contract and the money. Here was in less than 3 months, and it was pretty sure, nothing is sure, but this was pretty sure that we raise some amount of money there. And so we say, okay, let's place the equity part to later. And also, when we not have an investor from outside, inside, we like the other opinions, and we want to have smart money that they want to have everyone. With this one, we are a little bit more free, and we have a fully backpack with ideas. And so we not need now someone else. They bring us more ideas, and for sure good ideas. We want to release some ideas that we already have in the backpack, and it's burning on our nails to bring this out to the world. So Seedmatch was, short say, it was the fastest way.
I mean, like it took you about, I think, how long? Two months to raise for the campaign to be online and to reach your first target goal. But tell me, how did you prepare for this crowdfunding? What was it that important to get these 450 investors?
First is e-mobility. Everyone is faced to how he move in the city or how you commute in the city. So the problem, the end consumer understand mostly this problem, the issues better than a spreadsheet from a VC. So that means the investors that we have on Seedmatch, they understand the pain. The other point is have a good story, team, and that's the same like a VC, the team and a good story about your past, and this match together with a good marketing video, I say, selling video, what you have to place on Seedmatch or a crowd investing campaign, it was a success for the campaign at the end, yeah.
I mean, the big difference, I guess, between equity and debt is like you have to give some kind of like interest rate every month. I mean, or every year. I mean, that's a lot of responsibility. How do you cope with this? What is it that like, made you think like, yes, we can actually pay this 10%?
We have a record from 3 years, so we know our margins. We know how it's whole cash cycle working, and that's a thing for our CFO Martin, that he say yes, it's possible, or it's too risky, or don't do it, and he gives green light. We all decided together at the end, and it's expensive money at the end of the day. But when you invest the money right, then it's the value here.
Sure. So that the question leads exactly to what you're going to do with all of this money now.
Yeah, for sure. We started last year with going into an international business. That means found SoFlow America, have a warehouse and a team for Europe in Germany. We invest already in the structure of SoFlow, but there we want to continue. We want to hire more people in the after-sales service, in the customer service, and for sure the most of the money would go in the product development. We have again some years experience in what the customer needs, what the requirements should be for the products, and now we want to create more products and doing this development faster and bring to the market. So the most of the money goes in product development right now.
So now one of the most curious questions I am curious to hear your answer about is what's going on currently in the Silicon Valley. We see there companies such as Bird, they went within 9 months from a valuation of 50 million to 2 billion in 9 months, which is insane. What's your take on that?
It's for sure, it's crazy and it's amazing for me at the same time. So Bird is one name that you're saying, then Lime. Lime is for me. Lime closed a deal for 2 weeks with Uber and Alphabet, means Google. Perfect strategy partners for them. And for us, it's every time great news. Then at the end of the day, they push the category of the micro-mobility.
Yes.
And they do marketing for us. As an example, since Lime have the scooters on this road in Zurich here, we double or triple the turnover in Switzerland.
Wow,
with the e-scooters. The same in US. For half year when we go with the e-scooters to buyers, to big retail buyers from key accounts, in US they say, no, that's not sexy enough for us, that's nothing for us. We need e-skateboards, we need hoverboards, but not e-scooters. Nowadays, you see everywhere, expect Texas, e-scooters there on the road. And now the demand also, it's increasing there. Right. Only in Texas, not in Texas is the sharing not allowed for the e-scooters. But it's really, that's for me the example. Every state working well or increasing, with only Texas not, and why Texas not only? They don't have Lime or Bird. For us, it's somewhat existing also some opportunities in the future to work with them together, maybe to have a piece of the cake, but sharing is not our mission, actually.
Right. Let's look at 5 years from now, where we say what will, let's say, urban transportation look like in your eyes?
The biggest change is that with your own car, you can drive in the hearts of the city. And that means maybe self-driving cars coming up. Maybe that takes a little bit longer than 5 years. But self-driving cars are nothing else than another transportation tool. For our products exists more space to move, and I think the environment is changing for us.
How do you perceive, let's say, as a last question, the local startup ecosystem here in Switzerland, especially, you just came back from the Far East, Hong Kong, China, and let's say what you see here in Germany. How is it to be a startup here in Switzerland?
You have great opportunities, especially in people and knowledge that you get from freelancer or fully employed by your company. You really, that's amazing. That's with ETH, with the University of St. Gallen. It's so easy to find good people. They want to work and want to hit the target and not only talk. On the other hand, what it's hard to find is the investors and the VCs here. The most have the focus on software, fintech. med biotech. For a hardware company, a tech company, it's quite hard to raise money, especially when you think big. When we would say, hey, come on, we need here $500,000 just to work on the Swiss market and have a small test in Germany, maybe it would be easier to find the right investor for us. But when you really say, hey, we want to hear 4, 5 million, 6 million, and we want to conquer the world with the strategy, and we have a track record, then the Swiss investors, like the most Swiss are, a bit, slowly take it easy and not thinking big, like maybe when you go to US or China. When we go to China and say, hey, we need this amount of money, they say, that's too less, and that's 10 times too less. And in Switzerland, we heard that's 10 times too much. That's for me the main difference, yeah.
What do you think is the most important character in an entrepreneur?
Be open on the one hand and be straight to hit your targets on the other hand. So this mix to don't be confused about anything. Be open for any news, but don't let you confusing about.
What is most important to you in an investor?
That he really have the passion for this. Not only take take the numbers in a spreadsheet and it's a good invest or not. Try to feel a little bit us. Try to feel the pain and the lack and think in the future and be passionate for SoFlow and urban commuting.
What traits do you look for when you hire?
It's closely the same like the investor. Be passionate for this. Be passionate. Have one, two good talents. They help us. And the most important is really love what we do and how we do it and what we want to change. Believe in what we want to change.
What is your best selling strategy?
Explain. So it means we are in a new category, especially for buyers, also for end customers. So you have to explain, especially to key account buyers, where we are now, which problems exist and why they grow and why they should start now work on this category. So explain where we are and what we think and why SoFlow do what we do.
And no test rides?
Yeah, sure. That's for me. That's for me the end customer. The end customer for sure. Test rides. It's the best. But actually these days, that's what I was talking before. Lime and Bird doing this for us.
Your answers. That's great. What do you think is your biggest mistake as an entrepreneur?
It sounds arrogant, but in the first 1.5 year of our business running, we make a profit from over 500,000 Swiss francs, and we should invest this in the first half year, in the first 1.5 year. And not make a profit. So there we lose a little bit time that we have to invest this later and not in the first 1.5 year. That was for me, in general, the biggest.
From a financial perspective.
Yeah.
Then you got the CFO, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Okay. You know, last part of the show is always you giving some advice to future entrepreneurs, people who really want to sit in your chair at some point. Maybe you share some of your knowledge, some of your wisdom that you gained over the last few years as an entrepreneur with my audience.
Okay, just very American, but fail fast and stand up fast when you do it. Don't have fear. I tried there a little bit or there a little bit. Think big. Don't have fear to fail. But when you fail, then fail fast and should not take 5-6 years to fail. Yeah.
Okay, good. Manuel, thank you so much for being on the show today. I really appreciate you and your time. Thank you very much, everybody who stayed all the way till the end. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Make sure to stay a few more seconds for the preview of next week, and I'll see you there and have a great day.
Hi everybody, I'm Adrian Walker. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Fair. I just had an amazing talk with Cédric on the topics of entrepreneurship and being true to yourself. Make sure to tune in to this episode next Monday on this channel, which is globaltechbox.com.